Good evening, Solid Steppers and Tech the Titans. This is Ms.Ward coming to you. Today I'm actually in Valdosta, Georgia, and I want to do a quick update of what's going on in my weekly reflections. I'm kind of midweek because I have a lot going on, and you got to get it done no matter what. So I want to reflect. We definitely have made some major improvements. I'm putting a lot more pressure on my subcontractors as far as quality and turnaround time, and they are definitely stepping up to the plate. And those who aren't will no longer be of service. And some people might think that's cruel and hard, but it's not. It's really just business, because as you elevate your business, everybody can't go. And I think that's the hardest thing. I was actually talking to one of my mentors today. We're developing a board of directors for a special program that we're creating, and we were having that conversation. So as you elevate and your business expands, and when I say expand, it doesn't have to expand like this. Sometimes your business expands like this, and as you go like this, it actually gets more directed and more pointed. So those are things you want to keep in mind, because the key to life is to cut away the fat and to have profitability and prosperity remaining. And the higher you go up in the game, the thinner the air gets. Because I was listening to Michelle Obama, and she was doing an interview with Jay Shetty, and in that interview she basically said that a lot of times people don't have the oxygen to go all the way. And you have to really reflect on your relationship and see, is this serving both of you or none of you? And I think that is the hardest thing for a lot of people, because they don't want to quote unquote leave people behind, but you got to let people be comfortable wherever they are. And I think that's one of the biggest lessons that I have learned. The other thing is, I've learned about time management and organization and prioritizing what's important, because I do run a day-to-day appliance repair business, and because we do have high demand, which is based on our ability to respond quickly, get jobs done, first time complete. So pre-diag, all those things are time consuming, but as your skill set levels up, the time gets slimmer. You can make quicker decisions, and you can get access to parts quicker. Today we had, this week we have the challenges of the weather. The hard freeze, which is something I'm not accustomed to being out of South Florida, now that I'm covering northern Florida, the Panhandle, southern Alabama, and then the most of the state of Georgia and South Carolina. I'm having to deal with those constraints, but I welcome the opportunity because it stretches me. That's another thing. Y'all should be stretching. Right now I'm reading this book called 10x is easier than 2x, and it basically deals with the fact that as you begin to expand whatever arena you're in, that it's imperative that you have, it's not how, it's who. And it's a book that's written by Benjamin Hardy and Dan Sullivan. And it's so important that as a business owner, as a person, that you continue to stretch yourself. I hear people talking about their sales are capped, this is capped, and they're out here buying Google leads, you're doing this and doing that, and you have no way of measuring it. And even if you get the business, you can't handle the business because you don't have the structure in place. What you need to do is master where you are and build upon that, and put the pressure where it needs to be, which is on you, to make sure your discipline is in order, your standards of operations. We were having a meeting this morning on Service Alliance Group, and one of the things that Mike Carson mentioned is that he's going to update his SOPs. Some people don't have any SOPs, and if you can't follow your own standards of operations, how will someone else do it? I mean, and this is not a beat up session, this is just honesty. A lot of people just really want to be employees. There's nothing wrong with that. Go be one, please. Find a company that you like, and then make sure every 2 to 3 years you move, because that's the only way you're going to get a raise. Like, it's a whole situation. But I realize that some people, that's just who they are, and I'm not knocking anybody. That's a lot more comfortable in some spaces than what we do on a daily basis. And anything you do, you got to have the end in mind. But once again, one of the biggest things that I've seen my subcontractors run into is exposure and training. There are situations that have occurred in my business, unbeknownst to me, that people that thought they knew, they didn't know. And their ignorance and inability to know this stuff cost me time and money. That's something I really do not subscribe to, because that's not their money, that's my money. But it's a lesson. So now I deal and move accordingly, because I understand you can trust, but you have to verify. Everybody is not an avid learner as me. Not everyone is so passionate about training as I am. Sorry about that, y'all. That's my time for my laundry, honey. We don't even want to talk about that. I'm traveling, so I have these vitamins, liquid vitamins that I take, and I didn't know that the top was open, honey. I opened my bag, and all my clothes were just soaked with this fluid, and I was pissed. But okay, it was minor. It's no problem. It's a laundry right here in the hotel. I handled it. But what I'm saying is that you have to be so careful who you team up with and how you move, because while I'm trying to cash bags, get them paid, get me paid, get parts paid for, I'm delayed because they thought they knew. And I ain't gonna say they thought they knew. I'm really pissed about the whole situation, but I'm a professional, so I took the gamble. I just won't take it again. It's really not that hard. When you realize you're the problem and the solution, you just shut up and deal with it. It's nobody else's fault. I had I had reservations, and my reservations were proven correct. But at the end of the day, I don't blame anybody but me. And that's the difference between being a business owner. Because what you have to understand is that when you're dealing with people, they are not you. And I think that's another lesson we have to learn. And it's not just employees or subs. It's relatives, family, friends, associates. I don't know how can people get upset when they don't get results, when they're not looking in the mirror dealing with them. We're all individual, and we all deal with things differently. And a lot of times it's going to come off crass, rude, or whatever, but that's not my issue. That's your issue. And when I understand that, and when everyone understands that we all come to the table to win, but it's a lot of people that talk it, but very few people walk it. So you be careful who you align yourself with. You be careful who you do business with, because 2024 is going to be one of those years. I ain't going to say no names, but we all know some people that really are. I mean, how many 18 days in and people still showing out? Come on, man. Those things are distraction. Focus on your business. Focus on your lane. Become the best in that lane, and other doors will open. And when they open, when I say have some humility and step through that door and not look back, trust me, I know. So like I said, those are my reflections for the week. What I have coming in next week is going to be just really pushing quick turnaround on jobs. We got some parts delayed at this time because of the weather. So that is just kind of doubled up some of my booking, but we're just going to work through it, because we understand why everybody coming up with an excuse why they can't get it done. Not only are we going to get it done, we're going to get it done with flying colors. We're going to prepare for the mistakes. We're going to prepare for the hesitations. We're going to prepare for the shortcomings, because all that's going to come. We're going to pray for the best, but prepare for the worst. As long as you understand that, you're going to always win, because I'm telling you, life is going to happen. Life is going to keep lifing, but you got to have things in place, and you got to get back to your basics. One thing that I see a lot of people struggle with is they have not mastered the basics. Do you call your customers? Do you follow up for appointments? Do you make sure that someone's going to be at the home and available when you get there? Are they going to have everything? Like me, I ask my customers to clean out the dishwasher, to make sure things are off the counter. If I have to move X, Y, and Z around, I don't play the radio because I'm coming in your house and I need stuff in order for me to work. If it ain't in order, I'm not working on it. It ain't that hard. And if you have a rapport with a client and you have been professional, they're going to respect your professionalism and they're going to oblige because they're so used to dealing with losers and people who show up any kind of way. You are a superstar. I see this every day. So like I said, continue to work on the business, but first of all, work on you. Get the rest you need to get so that when you show up, you are clear-headed and focused. That is my biggest thing. Takeaway this week. I don't care how much I got to do. I love y'all on YouTube, but y'all might have to wait because where my bag is in my business. And I'm going to make sure that I'm rested and able to excel at that. But as I stated, I want you to have a phenomenal week. And that's my weekly check-in. Have a great day. And remember, let's go get it.